Hey guys, Jano0, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. One hand, because the other one's got the camera. Whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, I'm going to make some Italian beef. That's one of my favorite types of sandwich, and I will show you guys how I do it. I am by no means an Italian. I'm not an Italian over here, but this is just how my mother showed me how to do it, and it really makes a great sandwich, and I love them. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do it. But first, I've had some questions about the crap hanging in my window here in my kitchen, so let me show you real quick what I did. All I did was this curtain rod that we had going here. I removed this. We used to have this little bitty type curtain thing. I'm not even sure what it's called, but just a little curtain that covered the rod. And I'm not in the looking pretty business, y'all. I like things that are functional, and we had all these utensils, and it's a pain in the butt to try to cram them all into one drawer. And then try to find what you're looking for. If you try to hang them over, you know, like the countertops or something, they get in your way. So what I did was I removed this little curtain thing, and then I left the curtain rod up there. We just found some little hooks that were long enough that we can hook up the utensils onto put the hook onto the curtain rod, and then hang our kitchen utensils off of the hooks on the curtain rod. That way they're out of the way, they're above the sink here, they're by the window. This is where we keep you know, some of our extra large spices and stuff like that. And it helps kind of eliminate a little bit of the clutter that was in our kitchen. So let me get you set up here on the counter. Excuse the crappy camera work, but it's going to be shaky for a second while I get you set up on the counter. And we're going to see the ingredients that you need for our Italian beef sandwiches. We're going to need our crock pot. This is a new crock pot. We had to replace our old one because it crapped out on us. This is just a 7-quart regular old style crock pot from Walmart. This here is about 3 pounds or so. We managed to get a hold of a big chunk of beef. I believe this is a arm roast cut from the chuck. Hang on a second, I'll put my gloves on. Gloves and apron. Okay, so you're going to need your big chunk of beef. You're going to need 1 jar, the larger jar, I'm not sure, I think it's 16 ounces, I believe, of salad pepperoncinis. You're going to need 1 box or 2 packages of the Italian dressing and seasoning mix. This is the kind that I use right here. This box will have 2 of these packages in there. You could probably make your own if you know what all it is that you like in your Italian seasonings. Like I say, I just use this because I don't know what all's in it. You're going to need 1 cup of beef broth. This is 1 cup of boiling water with a beef bouillon cube in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our crock pot. We're going to put our big old chunk of beef in here. Then we're going to put in our 2 packages of sauce. I hope this is all in the camera okay. I'm not, yeah. Our 2 packages of the dried seasoning mixes here. Get the dang package open. Gee whiz. And 1, 2, just sprinkle that in there right on top of your meat. Next, you'll need your jar of pepperoncinis, juice and all. Put everything right in on top. Save your jar. That'll make a good bacon fat jar. Now, lastly, we're going to pour in our 1 cup of beef broth over the top of it all. Kind of mix your ingredients around. You want your meat to be submerged in the liquid, and your pepperoncinis on top, just like that. Now we are going to put this pot on the heat on low for about 10 hours. So this is something that you're going to prepare. Like right now, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to prepare it and go ahead and start cooking slow and let it cook all day long. And then when you come in the evening after your day's worth of chores or your work day or whatever it is that you got going on, then this will be ready to go. And we'll check on it a couple times throughout the course of the day, and we'll see how it's progressing. And for now, that's it, and we'll see you guys here in a little bit. Hey guys, we're at about the 5-minute mark here, so let's just kind of open it up and give it a stir. We're going to turn this big piece of meat over. Man, does it smell good? It smells very Italian-y. So, all right, we're just going to kind of make sure everything's good and going good. Smells great, looks great. We will see you guys in about another 5 hours or so. Alright guys, we are about another 4.5 hours, so that means this thing has been roasting here in the crock pot, or slow cooking, however it is that you want to put it, for about 9.5 hours, and man alive, it smells good. Woo-wee! That looks good. And what we want is where the meat is just like this. See how it just pulls apart and falls apart? So now what we're going to do is we're just going to pull it all apart just like this with our tongs, until we get it all pulled apart and shredded. And then we're going to let it soak in this juice here for about another 30 minutes. And then we're going to plate it up on we made homemade bread, but we made little bitty loaves. So they're going to be like a hoagie bun. So if you get hoagie buns or Kaiser buns or some kind of bread like that. And we will be dishing this out here in about 30 minutes. So like I said, now we're going to break it apart and we're going to let it soak some of this juice up here, and we will be back when we put it onto the bread and see what it looks like. Man, it smells good. Woohoo! Alright y'all, we'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, here we are. Here's our finished product. What we're going to do is we're going to pull all this meat that we can over to one side so that we can get at the juice here. And we're going to let that juice settle down. And then we're going to take a little mini loaf of bread that we made. This is just a regular bread recipe that we've got. We've made a couple of videos on our homemade bread. And we just put them in little bitty loaf pans to make little loaves of bread. And we've got a small bowl right here. This is just how I serve them up. This is not going to have to be what you do. You can do what you like. But I will get some of the juice from the side here. Juice. Put a little bit in there for dipping. Then we'll take a little bit of meat and peppers mix, and we'll put it on our bread like that. And then we can top it off. And then you have your little dipping sandwich. You can cut it if you like, which I probably will. Go ahead and cut it up here in half. You know, this recipe comes from my mother. When I was young, in the little neighborhood that we lived in, there was a little bitty tavern there on the corner. And just this little hole in the wall, just, you know, this little hole in the wall choke and puke place that we used to get these Italian beef sandwiches from. And I believe the people who owned that gave her this recipe. So now that you have your meat and your pepper mix, I'm going to put a little more on that one. There we go. Just dip it in your sauce. Got to make sure it's not poison before we let everybody else eat. I'm just saying. Holy crap, is that good, man. Way easy. Just takes a little bit of time. You know, this cooking stuff, if I can do it, you guys can definitely do it. It's really, really good. Mom, you'd be proud. Mr. Hurley, you'd be proud also, sir. So you guys, give it a shot. Great way to use up a big chunk of stew beef or venison or whatever kind of red meat you got laying around. Throw some spices together and make you some sandwiches. Man, is that good. I'm going to tear this thing up. So you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching. Give it a try. God bless. And the end. Buzz, buzz. The end.